Alright, we're reviewing gameplay from last night. So, let's see. Our comps, Brightwing, Junkrat, Lyric, Greymane, ETC, Variant Sonya. As I recall, we didn't know who we really wanted on the solo lane, and like Lyric was like a last minute comfort pick. So right here we're ready for the 5-man, which I don't really think is a thing anymore. But we are doing like a 4-1 rotation. Doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, Lyric's just gone. That's good. Oh, right after that we got put some English on it. Fire shift. Okay. Right. Got it. Rotating down. Wave clear. There's no reason to focus Varian there. That's like, yeah. But we're not really going for fixed yet anyway. Let's see. Alright, is this when we invade? No.
Activate the shrines and the dragon's power is...
Yeah, I think we should all be focusing Falstad here. Like, it's okay for them to have this shrine. We have a 2v3. We should be murdering this Falstad right now. Oh, Uther's there. Still, he was like way far up with Variant not protecting him. I think that if we had collapsed on Falstad there, it would have been free dragon. Again, like Falstad's just face checking. Ooh, why are we doing that? Power slide into the tank? Look how aggressive this is! Why are we going for that? That's weird. Very nice. I know we didn't really have the option, but it should pretty much be Lyric every time if we can get him in there. So, I think since we have 2 people up here right now, and we're kind of just spread out, I think the best thing to do would be to just use the dragon to sort of like poke and take towers, and just push all 3 lanes in aggressively. Because we have this like mobile option here to just like come in. As long as we only commit like 1 or 2 people in the same lane as the dragon, they have to always respect it. Because we can just sort of show up out of nowhere and like team fight if they commit too hard onto it. So I should probably be just staying up here. This is a mistake by me. And pushing with Elise. Probably while Junkrat just like pressures this off lane. Like with the 2 here, we're pretty free to just push into this fort. I feel like we don't need to rotate. Like we still have 30 seconds of Dragon. It's a decent amount of time. Okay, well, we got a decent amount of value. We have a level. I think this is where we invade and shit starts to go wrong. See, I think that if you had just W'd here and muscled your way onto the edge of the point, and then save your Q for like a big stun you need to get off, because like this isn't securing kills, this stun. Like we're already gonna be doing the damage we're doing. But now, like, that could have been a kill right there. Like, he wasn't leaving until he took all that damage. And we're already on the point. You don't need to be standing here anymore. Oof. So we get false dad. Or better yet, just force him off the point and continue to, like, screen for us. Like, this variant can't do anything. Like, we have so much better, like, poke with their like 3 melees, that all you have to do is basically just stay alive and be a screen for us. And because our heals are so like over time, we need to like play to that longer fight. So I got the body block, but we did not get the camp, unfortunately. Because like, I bet they played way more aggressive too, because they saw the like initiate slide. I think like a bully and retain your escape / peel option would have been like a lot more effective in that situation. Especially given that I don't have like burst support, like a save tool. Just being able to get back to heals and just disengage, re-engage, disengage, re-engage. That's the sort of like playstyle our comp demands. So it looks like we're about to hit 10 first. Big pick on Sonya here. So what do? We see Gul'dan bot. We have Bacon taking this camp. We have our ults. We have 10 advantage right now. Okay, well, let's rotate to mid and keep wave clearing, I guess. I think it should have instantly taken this fort, or they're bruisers here. We're not doing anything with our advantage. Yeah. So, who is messaging me?
The dragon awaits, heroes. Free him and destroy your enemy.
Yeah, when we have 10 advantage, of course they're not going to fight us. We can't chase them. We have to take value and force them to come to us. We literally rotated from top all the way to bot and did nothing. We just like pissed away this level advantage, or this ult advantage. Great God. Gust. Nice. Still, we had to like, spend so much just to get that one kill while the dragon is up. Like, that was a great like bounce. And it would have been even better if Azure had like gotten some kind of comm saying that it was going to happen. Probably like the more we played Junkrat, there'd be some kind of like shorthand that evolves, or like that basically it translates to potential displacement. Get ready to pop like crowd control. I don't know what that would be, whether it'd be like sticky, like for the sticky grenade, or just incoming or something like that. Like but something to like prep the team to know that they need to like capitalize on an opportunity you might be about to create. Because as you can see, Azure had to throw that Q out on reaction, and he clearly was not expecting Falstad to come flying into his lap. Oh yeah, I popped my Emerald Wind because I thought everyone was gonna like chase up this way to get the multi pick. Goulian came with the Horrify and hit everyone but me, so I basically delayed their so I managed to delay their escape with that Emerald Wind, and I netted Sonya's ult out of it, pretty much. And so it looks like we're gonna take this fort, which is good. I think that's the right call here. Gul'dan is back up. I think we just should go to our bruisers right here. There's really no reason to what's gonna happen, and I'm saying this not out of recollection, but out of like what I think is gonna happen, is basically we're gonna have done this camp for them and we'll just have to leave. I don't have Emerald Wind up. We have Mosh. Yeah, I don't think so. But they have Gust probably. No, we got it. Interesting. I'm surprised. Do we get a variant here? Yeah, I think that... That looks so funny. So, Gust, Leap, Horrify, Taunt, Divine Shield. This is the most anti-Mosh comp that could possibly exist, along with what else? Along with Sonya's Q. So there's 6 interrupts from Mosh. Now there is value in forcing them to play around it, and also like never using it. Just walking up, W, saving your Q for basically you're. You could be making them hang on to 6 big cooldowns by like threatening and not using it, versus using it and getting 1 cooldown away from them. Like that's kind of the balance of ETC, is that like sure they could blow you up if you don't make the play, but if you're not going for stage dive, which would get value on this map, like given that we have another global and like slowing down their team, they're very evasive, trying not to fight us most of the time because we've been having this level feed. So there's 2 ways you could play it. I don't know if trying to initiate into like fresh respawns with Mosh is gonna like do much though. we don't really have much of a comp that can capitalize on like the early mosh that's like, haha, now you've used your stuns to stop our ETC. Like if we had like a Sonya and maybe with Greymane and if we had Uther, like some like really aggressive like divey blow up comp, or like with Lucio. So we like basically force them to commit into stopping the mosh and then like collapse on them. But with Junkrat and Brightwing, we're kind of not that. So either draft more around aggressive moshing or play more to the damage and healing sources that we have, I think. So I think this is where I make the call for this fort, because Varian's still down.
Free the Dragon Knight and slaughter your enemy.
Yeah, it's a real bummer that we didn't get that wall stab. That could have been done by me to like say like the fort was right here, and we could have positioned as if we had come in from here by like having ETC and Lyric here and all of us behind him, or we could have positioned right here with like ETC and Lyric here and the rest of us right here doing damage. But instead we were clumped up all right here, and so when we went to retreat, most everyone went this way, luckily, and then ETC went this way because we didn't have a plan about it. So that can be rectified easily by like like a quick comm. And this is a note from me, something like escape mid or escape jungle, or like disengage and then pick like a path. We really need to send somebody top. We're all clumped up bottom. So here I'm like split pushing. Let's see where they are. So yeah, they're all spread out. I kind of got that impression given that the shrine was open. It's true that if they had all been like right here for some reason, that I wouldn't have been able to escape easily. But like you kind of have to play to your globals when you pick them. I was not being too aggressive pushing this wave in because, like I said, I didn't know where they are. Let's get back on my cam. But I did see the shrine get taken, so I haven't left yet. Lyric's down there. Right now, what do we have? We have our Giants are about to die. Our Bruisers are pushing up. We are up a talent tier. I think there's like a lot to be said for pushing like top in. There we can look and see that their wave is right here. Like it'd be right there. And if we cut up through here, we can like kill it while Lyric kills this wave. And we get a huge minion Merc minion wave up in the top lane before we rotate down and like threaten this keep. I think there's a lot to be said for that plan, especially if we like then run Lyric down to take the temple, because they'll basically have to defend this to keep their keep up. Siege camps. There's not really anything else to do though, aside from like try to bully. But like we want to take advantage of our level lead. And we're just playing like way too passive. Like, we don't feel like we're playing a passive because we're like chasing them. They're like, oh, they're in the bot, let's chase them, and they just disengage because they're 14v16. Alright, well, let's get the temple so we can get the dragon, so we can, you know, push them. But, like, we have a camp. We have a talent on them. How's this fight go? They feel very safe in this fight because they have Horrified, disengage. Gust, disengage. Divine Shield, save. Taunt, save, disengage. Leap, interrupt, save somebody. Like, they're way better at playing defensive than we are. Divine Shield. Trade 1 for 1 while talent tier up, 2 levels up. Okay, trying to isolate Sonya. Better get this kill. Yeah. Alright, so 2 for 1. Where's our value now? Where do we take it? Where do we leverage this? Do we use the Dragon Knight? We have this camp pushing top. Maybe we take the dragon and push top. Like, we already have a resource up here. Why not compound on it? I know pushing through the bridge is not ideal, to say the least, but they don't have a lot of AoE. It's mostly just Gul'dan to like take advantage of the choke. False Dad kind of does too. Just throw the hammer up and like pop it. Hit most everything. Still. Oh, False Dad. Did we get it first? We do. I believe the call here is bot, and just to... I think there's actually something to be said for taking down this wall here. Like, it's a really safe action, and it doesn't commit us super hard first. And also, given our comp, we don't have hard engage. We just don't. Like, that's should be evident from the skirmishes prior to this one. I think we run Lyric top if he's not in the Dragon Knight. He's not. Who isn't? Great meeting him. Yeah, I think we run Lyric top and just keep this like pressure on. Keep their attention split from the dragon, and just get like as much siege value as we can. Getting in on this keep, even with the dragon, is a little less risky than, or a little more risky than just taking these towers out. And we have plenty of time. Like, it shouldn't take a full minute to take this keep. So this is just like value that we leave sitting here. And if they just don't commit to defending this for whatever reason, and they try to get a pick on Leo, like, I have the option of going and trying to save him. Keep for Lyric seems quite good. We don't have ETC though. Another argument in favor of stage dive, like, if you have to die in a fight, which, you know, that's what happens with the tank sometimes, you get to come back really quickly. And also, it lets you hearth more aggressively. Since, like I said before, we don't have like burst heals or anything. It might be the superior talent with Bright White now that I'm thinking about it. Alright, I didn't even check what everyone else is playing on. Greater Polymorph. I think the idea was to like just keep Varian from his like parry for longer, and Sonya from her healing, stuff like that. Keep him from using his disengage for longer. That's unfortunate. So we have 3 ults down right now. This is probably why this engage looks a little iffy. Yes. Good. I don't know if this talent's necessary. It's really, like, Lyric's Wave Clear seems sufficient. Yep. Well, I don't know if they're taking enough to warrant this, but it's good talent. Yeah, I would give a lot of consideration to, like, given how, like, escapey they were, I think we could have gotten a lot out of the Entomb uh, Emerald Wind combo. Kind of like how when we did Entomb Wind Tunnel before. It's just so much crowd control. Yep. Nice. What? 0 stacks. Ooh. Yeah, they haven't been fighting us much. 0's kind of surprising though. And the damage is a little low. I do recall somebody saying that they didn't like playing Grey Maiden very much. First ball's good. Probably take the range on your E. Executioner. We have Polymorph. Does that trigger it? Does slow them, so we'll trigger it. Slows, stuns, and slows. Yeah, Executioner is great here. Let's see. Done with Prog Rock. Loudspeakers. I don't like Pinball Wizard very much. I know there's a big debate between that and Echo Paddle. Yep. I really like the E talent when you take Prog Rock. Yeah, aggressive shredding. Just because you've invested in the E effect. It's quite good, especially since I'm already. At the same time, I'm giving you armor. Well, no, I'm not. I'm usually casting my E on someone else. Yeah, if you're not getting any basic attacks, I suppose that then there's no reason to take aggressive shredding just because they're so intent in not fighting us. 4 seconds of 15 armor. Yeah, it's just, I never take that. It seems really negligible compared to the other two. Protect, Torrent Shield, well met. Standard. Giant Killer. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Standard Life Funnel. Interesting. So, she took this instead of the ability to escape on Q, and also, in spite of the fact that we have, a lot of crowd control. This would be something to note when in the middle of the game. That, crowd control is at a premium versus Sonya, because she's, banking on us not stunning her out of her E. And also, she can't use her Q to escape. That being said, everyone else can just do escape for her. Oh, and also, part of the reason that you have no stacks on your Q is because you're in the Dragon Knight every 3 minutes. So we're losing a lot of value at the end here. Yeah, I would say, even if it requires me to leave the 4-man and go up to Valise in the off lane so he can run down and take this, I think it's worth to try and keep you, because you're so much of our threat, behind the Dragon Knight, that we really need you to be part of this fight. So we got the keep. We're disengaging. I remember this part. Nothing really happens. I think we engage a little bit here and start to throw. Yeah. Okay, so Q in, Looks like we missed our soul steal. Leap onto both our damage dealers. Where am I? I'm in here somewhere, I guess. Yeah, I was right there. So we get blowed up. This is not an engage we wanted to take, I don't think. Especially because, like, when you leave the Dragon Knight, you're just like in like a daze animation. You can't just like start moving right away, and it's like a huge opportunity if you do it right under their towers. One for one. This is crazy aggressive because you have no heals, and they do. And we no longer have a talent tier on them. And we popped 4 ultimates. This is good. I'm calling that'll be up in 10, I'm sure, to help with this. Yeah, it's unfortunate that we told them that we were here. Got Uther. Interesting. How did... Oh, it was Junkrat. Okay. Oof. Okay, another 2 for 1. I don't think it had to go that way, but we managed to clutch it out. I don't know about this. Nice. Okay, why don't we core here? Do we core here?
Activate the shrines. Take the Dragon Knight's power.
Okay, we do try to. So Uther's gonna be up in 5 seconds. Okay, so the damage has started. Lit. Do not. Okay, good. You know about the splash damage. Like, I don't know, with like our other damage dealer gone, all we have is Junkrat, who does diminished damage on the on buildings, which I think is why this goes like terribly poorly. Like, none of the 3 of us have siege damage ourselves. We kind of need our damage dealers alive. So we're zoning with this. Yeah. I think this is just something that you need to know about playing with Junkrat, like, is that he doesn't do damage to buildings. So we essentially had like 3 tanks and a healer. We can, however, stand here and keep threatening catapults. That's kind of cool. So I guess we just leave. Greyman's gonna take top, we're gonna take bottom shrine. I think you really need to be here. Storm Shield, is one of us. Spectral Leech. Really like... This one's awesome. That's also really good. Yeah, I don't see you getting like a lot of basic attacks on enemy heroes. Like, they're just so elusive, especially with the level lead. I think we need something that's more like impactful given the playstyle that they're exhibiting. Got debated, so we're all split up. Fortunately, this engage also keeps me from getting the shrine, which basically we had to do nothing. All we had to do was not fight in that situation. And so now it's going to be even longer before we get to our win condition. I like this flank. It's really fortunate that we only lost ETC there. 4 ults down and no kills to show for it. Yeah, we just have a control composition where we don't we make them come to us. We don't chase them. That's like the rule, I think, for Junkrat, Brightwing, Lyric. And unless you are going to get kill, like, save your Q for like crazy peels. Like, we've just been constantly winning on like the macro game, but the only thing that, like, every time we try to engage, it's kind of like a throw. We've been managing to like kind of clutch it out with the level lead that we have, but now we don't have the talent advantage. Oh yeah, here's the bit throw. So they got Falstad clearing this. All right, and we're getting ahead of ourselves. This is part of the problem. Like, our orientation is fucking awful. We have got Greymane in the front, Lyric, Brightwing, Junkrat, and ETC bringing up the rear. Right now, we should all be like stepping back. We should have stopped like right here, and then been like, oh, free kills. Like, our objective should be to protect these mercs and threaten the core and get a kill to open the core up. We're not just going to start damaging the core in a 5v5 and like win, because the core will shoot us, and we're fighting under their buildings, and they have 20 and all of their ults up. The wind tunnel ruins my emerald wind. I get taunted. ETC is still in the back because of the gust. And yeah, we just, before he can even do anything, like, that's not Azur's fault. That's the rest of our fault. Like, just because we have an advantage doesn't mean that we can just put our squishies in front of our tanks. We still have 2 buildings on them. And we still have incredible defense potential between Greymane and Junkrat, because they're not buildings. So we neither needed to. We could have done that push, right? That was the first like big mistake where we didn't net like most of the other fights we took we lost person first, but then we took 2 people to make up for it or something, and then we got some camps, like got some kind of value. But I think the main takeaway from that game is that there was like this kind of pull between 2 modes of thinking, like we want to be aggressive and we want to like initiate fights, but like we don't have a composition for it. And then also just like a pretty minor mistake really in retrospect of just like not being positioned correctly at the one point in the game where it mattered the most. Just especially given how much battlefield control they drafted with Divine Shield, Horrify, Taunt, like all of these huge playmaker ults. We basically played around it, even though I don't think we were like trying to necessarily. We played pretty well around how much control they had over the fights just by like having better macro most of the time. It's just we had like one bad push. All right.